I stopped talking about the Epic Games Store about 2 years ago, because it was no longer popular in the algorithm, and because I felt that everything that needed to be said was already said, and I'd give them time. Because I was told by people like this that it takes time. You don't get it. All those things that Steam has, all those things that Battle.net has, even Origin, that takes time. Okay, fair point. Well, Epic Games has had time, so I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. And more importantly, I don't want to see console peasants in this discussion. They're already perfectly fine with the system of having to buy 3 separate consoles just to have access to multiple games. You know, they seem to think that is such a lovely business model. I mean, what am I even saying? They're perfectly okay with $70 games right now. So, 2 years later, and the Epic Games Store is where exactly? Well, for starters, they still don't have a goddamn shopping cart. I'm not even joking. They barely announced that that's on their future plans right now, to get a shopping cart. Why do they need a shopping cart? Because if you buy too many games, because you know you have to buy them one by one, you may accidentally get banned from the store. Which is another problem that the Epic Games Store has. It's still unstable and still not very safe to use. There are security issues, and it's an overall risk to even try to buy games on it. And we're talking about a billion-dollar company, mind you. We're not talking about just some run-of-the-mill asshat publisher trying to start their own storefront like Bethesda. No, we're talking about the people who make shit tons of money off of the Unreal Engine. They have money to burn, so much money that they continue to just plow it into buying exclusives, thinking that's the business model that they will win with. But sadly, it seems that the Epic Games Store isn't pulling in enough revenue for what they're spending for those exclusivity deals. But this is the business model they want to die on. Because if you didn't hear, Kingdom Hearts is coming to PC, which is funny because I was told by a certain lip-smacking fellow that they would never come to PC, right?
Same thing when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. Disney, Square Enix, did not want this on your platform. It started out on PS2. Those 2 versions and others went into those these remasters. They went to the PS3. Now they're coming to the PS4, and Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is also exclusively on the PS4. These are things you just look at the facts. No one's lying to you.
J-Tech, please, for the love of God, say Bloodborne isn't coming to PC. Say Bloodborne isn't coming to PC. Please, please, please. So it's coming to the PC, but in the form of an exclusive for the Epic Games Store. A lot of PC gamers turn to each other and say, exclusivity for a storefront? Is it a game they made on their own? You know, something they made and want to publish on their own storefront? No, it's a Square game, and they paid them enough money to keep it exclusive for a bit of time. A practice that has backfired on them because it eventually ends up selling more on Steam either way, as sales figures for the Epic Games Store aren't exactly impressive, and the majority of their user base is still there mainly for Fortnite and the free games. Now, of course, if we remember, Tim Sweeney's entire shtick was that he wanted to give power back to the publishers. He wanted to give them a fair percentage, wanted to cater to their needs, so that he could try and bring more people to the Epic Games Store. But what did that end up doing? He ended up giving publishers so much leeway that Square decided, hey, we can charge you $60 for this nearly 20-year-old game, right? You're okay with it, Tim. You said you're on our side. And of course, Tim Sweeney, being the cuck that he is, just allows them to charge whatever they want after they already received a shit ton of money from the Epic Games Store to keep it exclusive. So now here we are, 2 years later. The Epic Games Store is unstable and a risk to use. It's lacking basic features that you would expect from a billion-dollar company. And on top of that, the games are more expensive. And when you buy them there, you don't have the achievements. You don't have access to Store Workshop mods. You don't have a big picture mode. I mean, I'm not going to go down everything that comes with a Steam version of a game. We're just at a point where buying games on the Epic Games Store doesn't bring about it all those PC gaming benefits that we like so much from Steam. And Epic Games knows this. They know very well why people prefer to buy on Steam. Are we just going to sit here and pretend like it's not the community hub with all the features and deep customization that draws in people? Hell, you get more benefits from buying the console version of a game because it still has more features than even the Epic Games Store version does. They know they can't compete with Steam on that level. Hell, they know they can't beat them in sales. So what do they want to do? They want to eat away at the potential sales a Steam version would get. Any amount of purchases they can take away from Steam, they'll take. They're essentially playing dirty. They don't really want competition because if they were trying to compete, they would be improving their own storefront. improving their services. But instead, they're here to tell you, hey, Kingdom Hearts will be here for 1 year. Okay, guess I'll just wait a year from now. Not even the publishers they hand money over to are stupid enough to not eventually put their game on Steam. Even they know that if they keep their game on the Epic Games Store, they will not reach the potential sales they are looking for. When you're known as the corporation that just basically hands out free money, do you honestly think publishers look at the Epic Games Store and think that's a good competitor? No, they see free money. I just want to point out to people that there are more benefits from buying the console version of Kingdom Hearts than there are for buying the PC version, due to the fact that it's behind the Epic Games Store. And what do I mean by that? Do you know how much it is to buy the entire set on the PC right now? It's well over $200. $200 fucking dollars. Do you know how much it is on PSN? It's $30 fucking dollars. 30. So now a lot of you are probably sitting here thinking, well, wait, hold on, I thought Tim was in favor of the consumer. Why is he allowing publishers to jack up the prices for 20-plus-year-old games on the Epic Games Store? And I'll tell you why. That's because Tim Sweeney's full of shit. But it just amazes me how people on the internet will still believe Tim Sweeney and will still support the Epic Games Store as if they're doing an inherently good thing. Let's actually look at some of the Epic Games Store simps.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I am literally crying as I am making this tweet. I can finally experience my childhood again. Thank you so much.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national simp emergency. Important instructions will follow. The Department of Homeland Security has issued a simp warning. A simp has been located in Chad or the nearby vicinity. All women should evacuate the immediate area while this alert is up. If seen, do not look at or engage in conversation with the simp. Instead, inform your nearest misogynist.
Oh my god, this comment is embarrassing as fuck. Not only will they not allow you to buy the game where you want on the PC, but they want you to pay over $200. Thank you, Square. Thank you. Thank you for making Final Fantasy an action RPG. Thank you for not even finishing the Final Fantasy VII Remake and charging $60 for each fucking chapter of a story people already know. You guys just care so much you love charging us full price for ancient products.
I love the comment section. I wonder at which point people will understand that Epic is better if you want to support the developers.
Well, I don't understand. If we can support them on Steam either way a year later, we can just do that. But exactly why the fuck should I care about the publishers making more money? Do you think that automatically trickles down to the developers? Because in most cases it doesn't. In most cases, the highest payout bonus goes to the people on top, who aren't even breaking their backs 90-hour work weeks, developing a piece of trash that they're gonna end up hating. And either way, why the fuck would I want to support a shitty publisher like Square, who's deciding it's perfectly okay to charge you over $200 for these 15-plus-year-old games? Is that the type of publisher you want to support? If buying on the Epic Games Store is what leads to jacked up game prices like this, then no, I will not support them.
What's wrong with Epic Games Store? I'm confused. Nothing is wrong with Epic. It's just a store and it's fine, but PC retards develop some kind of store racism.
Store racism? Are you fucking kidding me right now? We're sitting here with Epic Games, who has a partnership with Disney and Tencent, and on top of that, they want to charge you $200 for these old-ass games. And it's unfair of PC gamers to not view that kindly. Again, this is why I said we need to gatekeep the PC. We have too many peasants who are used to anti-consumer practices that they indulge in, coming over to the PC and accepting anything. We have to be twice as toxic and elitist to keep them away. Please don't let me down, guys. How in the world are you able to make these public announcements and not look at the comment section and see the high demand for a Steam release? How do you ignore how much more people prefer Steam over Epic Games while trying to tout your platform as a competitor? You're 2 years in, you haven't improved, You want to keep investing in exclusives that are costing you more money than they're making you. Mind you, the majority of your user base is for Fortnite anyway. In the end, it seems Daddy Frit was right. I don't know what to tell the Epic Game Store shills out there, you know, like Black Bond, but it ain't working out. On top of that, the Epic Game Store has not become a better place for consumers. It's actually objectively a worse place. You know, I'm just gonna end the video before I get too repetitive, but by God, anybody who actually pays over $200 on the Epic Games Store for this, you need to turn in your PC gaming card to me immediately, because I'm gonna gatekeep twice as hard on you motherfuckers.